Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Camille Orilla, soon to be Camille Schwetz, as I'll be marrying Sawyer Schwetz in about 5 months. I'm here today to share with you how God has changed me from a selfish sinner into the woman I am today. So I grew up in a Christian home with amazing parents who emphasized putting Jesus first. Like so many kids here at Foothill, I went to Awana, went to youth group, I sang all the hymns, I played in the worship band, and did all the standard good kid activities. I also come from a family of immigrants. We moved here from the Philippines when I was 4, and so second to our faith, pursuing the American dream influenced every conversation and action. I wanted to prove that my parents' sacrifices were worth it by going to college, getting a good degree, and being successful. So as a teenager, my main concern was receiving the affirmation of the world by achieving many musical and academic accolades, and by curating this perfect image of myself. Though I was raised under proper theology, I had somehow come to believe in a very legalistic view of God. I believed that in order to be loved by God or by anyone else, I had to perform. I felt I had to be perfect, and the concept of grace was foreign and incomprehensible. As much as I was a people pleaser, I was also very competitive. This rendered me incapable of having genuine friendships with anyone because I was unable to be honest about any sin issues. In addition, I was unable to celebrate anybody else because I was convinced that another person's blessing or another person's accomplishments overshadowed my own. Anything I did was for my own benefit and selfish pride. I rarely asked myself if what I was currently pursuing was being done for the glory of God. And when I went to Cal Poly Pomona for an engineering degree, I took these sin patterns with me. When you continue to pursue your sin, a breaking point is always on the horizon, and mine happened over the course of my junior year of college. The turning point began when I was fired from my first internship the week before Christmas of 2017. This internship was everything to me. It was my gateway into the industry, and I had plans to work there full-time after college. At the time, my relationship with my parents was also severely fracturing. I eventually lost their trust and the trust of so many of my friends because they caught me in so many lies and secrets. This perfect image I thought I had been able to curate had fallen apart. And one by one, God took my idols away from me. That summer left me very isolated as I had no community and no church that knew me. All I had was a very fractured and weak faith. I think at that point I was too tired to be angry at God. I also knew that I only had myself to blame, so all I could do was seek the Lord. During that season, I began doing a study in the book of Hosea. The story of Hosea is a metaphor to describe God's uncompromising pursuit of Israel even after their constant rebellion. In Hosea 2:14-16, God says, "Therefore I am now going to allure her. I will lead her into the wilderness and speak tenderly to her. There I will give her back her vineyards, and I will make the valley of Achor a door of hope." I realized that as God had led Gomer to the wilderness to bring her hope, God had also providentially led me to this wilderness. I realized that the season could be very purposeful, and I began to pray that God would redeem my life and use it for his glory. And then I read Hosea 11, in which God talks about Israel's persistent rebellion even after he healed them, fed them, and led them with cords of human kindness. And God says, "My people are determined to turn from me." But the Lord ends the chapter with this: "My heart is changed within me. All my compassion is aroused. I will not carry out my fierce anger, nor will I devastate Ephraim again." And reading this passage felt like I was literally hearing the Lord grieve. And it was such a blow to my misconception that I had to perform to be loved. God had loved his children so much even before they were cognizant of what he had done for them. This was the love that caused God to send his son to die on the cross for us. So my heart began to heal and my faith began to blossom. By the end of that summer, God continued to work in me and heal my many broken pieces. He began by bringing me strong Christian women to walk alongside me and teach me how to be honest. That fall, I even finally answered Emily Cobb's 3-year-old invitation to come to FBC. I was then plugged into Crossroads and was finally surrounded by a community of believers and mentors who did not relent in encouraging me and reminding me of truth. Coincidentally, I joined FBC during Pastor Dave's study of Ephesians 6, and I listened intently as he taught on how to have a God-honoring relationship with your parents. Though I know there's still a lot of refining to do, today I can joyfully say that I'm confident that the Lord loves me, and it does not take anything more to be loved. There's a deep desire to glorify the Lord in all that I do and to live in truth and honesty. My relationship with my parents and my family has healed, and now there's more trust and more communication than ever before. I've even come to a place where I can genuinely celebrate the accomplishments and blessings of others and praise God for what He's done in their life. It's a blessing to know that my bridesmaids are women that know me through and through, and there was no fear of judgment in their friendships. There's also now a deep love of being in and building community. Currently, my greatest lessons in vulnerability have come from learning to love and be loved by my future husband. His relentless pursuit of me, even after the honest and difficult conversations, have given me a deeper understanding of grace, and it's been a glimpse of Christ's unyielding love for the church. I've also learned to surrender my will and trust that the Lord will provide good things in due time when I seek out His will and glory. After I was fired from that internship in 2018, I was frantically searching for openings within the defense or aerospace industry. But through God's kind providence, the engineering manager of a brand new EV company reached out to me on LinkedIn and took me on as his first intern. I've now been there for 2.5 years, and I'm surrounded by mentors who are fully invested in helping my career flourish. How ironic is it that the best place for me was one I had not spent hours searching for? It's been about 3 years since that turning point in my life, and I can only look back in thankfulness for what God has done. Though God had to discipline me by taking away what I once held to be so precious, I am convinced that the discipline was an act of loving kindness as it saved and restored this wretched sinner. And if you have spent so many years in a selfish and futile pursuit of happiness, I beseech you, turn from that and turn your eyes upon Jesus. Living for the glory of Jesus makes life far richer and far sweeter than you could ever imagine. Thank you.